All right, let's get started. Thank you guys so much for signing up for Rayma's first Spanish cohort. The goal is to use the Pimsleur app, which is an app used by the government, corporations, and individuals all over the world who want to learn a language fast. And so, what we did with the Bienvenido cohort was basically to break up the lessons in a year-long schedule, and we'll explain a little bit more about that in a second, to basically make you become almost native speaker basically within a year's time. So doing the exercises, and this isn't our promise, this is what the Pimsleur app offers, is that by doing the exercises within a year's time, if you do it consecutively, you'll be able to speak like a Spanish native. So just some housekeeping. I want to make sure you guys are receiving the communications we send out. Some folks have reported that my emails have gone to their spam or junk folder. So we've sent out about 3 different emails thus far. One saying let's prepare, which kind of showed you how to download the app and everything. And the other 2 emails were basically reminders about today's Zoom session. The email address you want to add to your contact list so it doesn't come up as spam, it can be either Janice at florenbrooks.com that I'll be sending emails from, or Bienvenido at florenbrooks.com. So after today's virtual open house, if you don't mind just going into your email, looking in your spam or junk folder and seeing if you see our emails landing there. Usually, as long as you just hit that email, there's a way for you to mark it not spam so that from now on, all of our emails will go to your inbox. So hopefully that's helpful. And if you run into any problems with that in the future, you can call, text, stop me at church, and I can help you figure it out. The second thing is we've also been sending out text reminders about information that we're emailing you. And that number is actually a toll-free number. So I don't want you to think it's
Blessing, quit taking. I'm in a meeting.
I'm, oh, okay. Let me make sure everybody's muted.
Oops.
Uh, um, but basically, we want to make sure that you're not disregarding our text. It's coming from a toll-free number, 1-866-232-3569. Again, that's 1-866-232-3569. I know for Verizon carriers, there's a way to identify known and unknown numbers, and sometimes unknown numbers get shifted to a different part of your messaging app. And so you may never see those text messages if you're not checking off that filter. But yeah, so that's us, the Bienvenido cohort. Just sending you a reminder, keep you encouraged to keep learning Spanish. All right, so let's dig in. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to share my screen to pull up the email that was sent with instructions on how to subscribe for the course and download the app. Some of you may have already done this, and if so, that's amazing. But I just want to make sure that those who weren't able to do it already have that information. Okay, so we're gonna go into our email real quick. Excuse all my emails. I tried to not have this all up on my screen, but here we go. Okay, so the email we sent you on Friday, December the 20th, gave you some in-depth instructions on how to get ready for the course. The first of which was how to pay for your Pimsleur subscription. So this is what's important. If you are someone who is sharing your subscription with other people, only one person needs to do this first step because they're the one who will be the account holder. In other words, they're the one who's going to be billed once a month by Pimsleur. It's $21.55 per month. And so we'll show you how to add additional users to your account. But again, only one person needs to sign up for a subscription if you're going to be sharing with others in your family or whoever it may be. I'm going to show you really quick what it looks like to sign up for a subscription. So you click the link that I sent you and you're going to scroll down. There's actually several buttons that you can click to get you the
We
same
can't see
place.
your screen.
Oh, you can't see my screen. Okay, just a
The
second.
the the browser is blank. Maybe try sharing your screen again.
Okay, just a second. Thank you for that. What about now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Sorry about that. Gotta love technology, but hey, here we go. So when you click the link that I sent you in the email, it's going to give you a landing page. And basically, there are several buttons you can click. We're just going to hit this first one that says try it free. It'll take you really fast down to where it says select your language and save. Now, here's the key part. There are 2 different Spanish courses. We are going to choose the Spanish Latin American course. because that is this type of Spanish that is most spoken throughout the world. You're going to click reveal offer. And then from here, you're going to want to choose the premium package. And that's because this one has both the audio and the exercises involved. So you want the full package. So you're going to click here. And we're just going to say start 7-day free trial. And then once you get to this page, it's pretty self-explanatory. You're going to create an account. Now, what I will say is, oh, wait, I'm sorry, it's trying to give me all these savings. Not right now. Okay, whatever. Just ignore that little pop-up box. But for those of you who have just one person, then you can just set up your login information however you want to, because only you're going to be accessing it. For those of you who are basically sharing it with someone else, have the primary account holder fill this out and set up it with a login information that they don't mind sharing. The simple way to do it is just for them to use an email address and password that they want to share with other folks. That's fine. Or let's say they say, for example, I want to sign up with my personal login information, but then create a separate login information or password for someone else. It's a little bit more complex to do that. I can do that with you on the spot. We'll have to call into Pimsleur and have them set it up where you have a secondary password. But yeah, so it just depends on how you want to set it up. But yes, just one person needs to subscribe to the account. They'll walk you through creating an email address, password, login information, your payment, and then you'll be set up. You also probably receive a confirmation email saying you've signed up for the class or for the course rather. And it's pretty simple. Again, with taxes, it'll be about $21.55 per month. If you do the monthly route, it's a no contract. You can stop or start it whenever you want to. It's all up to you. All right. So before I go to the next part of it, were there any questions? Okay. And I know I'm going a little fast, so if you need me to slow down, please let me know.
I did have a quick question.
Yes.
You said when we choose the language, because I'm doing it like as I'm following you as you're
Yeah.
speaking. Um, so wait, free lessons. Okay, I don't want the free lessons. You said the Spanish.
Latin
Uh,
American course.
okay, thank you.
No problem. And that's actually smart. You can definitely do it as we go through this. And we will have a table in the back of church on Sunday in case you got stuck at one of these steps and need help finishing the process. I'm going to go ahead and jump down to number 2, which is downloading the Pimsleur app. So if we click the link that I sent, this is a basic process where it says, get the Pimsleur app. If you have an Android device, you'll want to click where it says get on Google Play to download it. You'll just click it. You should do it on your phone because then it'll help you download it to your phone. But if you have an Apple device, you'll want to do it on your phone, using clicking the Apple Store, and it'll download it to your device. And that's it in terms of signing up for the course and downloading the app. If you have any questions, again, you can email, text, call me, or on Sunday after church, we'll have a table set up to make sure you are able to do these 2 important steps. But those are really the main things I wanted to discuss in terms of setup because it's really that simple. There's nothing more to do. We're going to jump back over to the email that I sent you. And we actually went ahead and included a link to the curriculum. So I'm going to go ahead and click it. And hopefully you've had a chance to look at it before today. This is something you're going to want to save, print it out, because basically it's going to help you go through the course a lot easier than if you were doing it on your own. So what we did, as I mentioned earlier, is we split up each lesson into its own separate day. So for example, if we look down at, where can I start? Next Tuesday, or we'll start with next Monday. Completing the Pimsleur lesson 1 conversation. I'm going to show you really quick what the app looks like for those of you who haven't already logged into it. But you're going to listen through the conversation, do the practice exercises, and then the next day, you're going to do the exercises that basically go back over what you learned the previous day. I'll stop right here and say that Pimsleur actually recommends that you do 1 conversation per day. We split it up into each lesson being a 2-day kind of exploration sort of journey, just because we felt like going from lesson to lesson so quickly doesn't give you time to really digest what it is you just learned. So our suggestion is just to go ahead and do the conversation lesson on day one, and then day two, do all the exercises that go back over what you learned during that conversation practice. But again, if you prefer to do it the Pimsleur route, you can do one lesson conversation each day and getting exercises as you see fit. This curriculum is designed for you to do it along what works best for your schedule. So you can go as fast or as slow. There is no stop start time. These are just suggested days and ways to go through the curriculum so that within a year's time, you can speak like a Spanish native. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to share my app using my cell phone on the screen so you can see the different features that I want you to be aware of. But before I do that, are there any questions?
I have one question, Janice.
Yes.
Okay, on my phone, I have the conversation, but on Danella's app, she don't have the conversation.
That is odd. So when you downloaded the course, you select, it was only one of you did it, correctly? Correct? Okay. And so
Yes,
you did the Latin America Spanish course?
yes,
Okay. And then you paid for the premium option that includes audio and the exercises?
yes.
Okay. That might be a technology glitch. I'm trying to think why that would happen.
Because he got like I think he has the audio.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can't I know you
It's
probably
just
can't
the,
Can't
see
the
it.
see that.
white
Yeah, it just says welcome to Pimsleur. Let's get started next. But on his, it got Spanish level 1, lesson 1.
Okay, it might be you just have to go a little bit further to access the course. Um, hmm. On Sunday, if you don't mind, or I could
Yeah,
even on
I'll
Sunday, I
show
can help walk you
yeah,
through it.
I'll show it to you Sunday. Yep, that'd be fine. That'd be fine. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to switch screens really quick. Okay, so we are going to show you what the Pimsleur app looks like. When you log into the Pimsleur app as a first-time user, it's likely going to ask you to sign up for the course or at least select what course you want. Um, if you have questions on how to do that, see me Sunday. I am not a new user, so I wouldn't be able to articulate what that looks like, but I can show you how to do it if I have your phone in front of me. So I am already signed in, and the first thing I want to show you how to do is to turn on reminders. All of us have busy schedules, and it can be easy to forget everything you have going on and what you want to accomplish in the day. So basically, I'm going to click where it says profile. It's this lower right hand button, and then you look down on the page where it says in blue set reminders. We're going to click that, and the really cool feature here is basically it's going to send you a reminder to your phone saying, hey, it's time to study Pimsleur. And again, the way we design the course is that each lesson can be done in around 30 minutes, so you can figure out if it's during your lunch break or while you're working out, whatever time works best for you. So for example, I'm going to click weekdays, Monday through Friday. I'm going to say, you know what, while I'm on the treadmill at the gym, I'm going to put 7 a.m. That's what I want to do. Hit save and then hit done. And so it'll give you the notification. Your reminders have been saved. And that means at 7 a.m., I'm going to hear a little ding on my phone with a reminder that says, it's time to study Pimsleur. And that's just another incentive to keep you on track, knowing that those reminders are there to help you as you go forward in your progress. And again, anything that you have questions about, number one, this recording will be sent to you so you can fast forward or rewind to whatever part of the video that you wanted more help with. Or you can call, email, text me, or see me after church on Sunday, and I'd be more than glad to rehash any of this for you. Before I move to the next feature, were there any questions about setting reminders within the app?
No, but I figured it out.
Oh,
I'm to that
perfect.
point to where you need to be. I had to hit that skip tutorial thing, the skip tutorial. When I did that, It came up to the Spanish level lesson 1. So I think I'm good now.
Perfect. I'm so
But
glad.
I'm still gonna see you on Sunday though.
That's not a problem. Okay. The second feature I want to show you is the turning off of the autoplay. They want to help you get through the lessons as quickly as possible. And so they automatically have it set up that once you're finished with one lesson, it'll start the next lesson, but that can be a headache because you don't want to go from thing to thing. And so I'm going to show you how to turn off autoplay so that you can manually play the lessons as you want to. So we're going to go to menu, which is the 3 lines in the upper hand corner of the screen. That's your menu button. Once you click that, you're going to go down to where it says settings. And where it says general, we're going to click that. Once you get on this screen, I already have it toggled off, but it's the 4th line item down that says autoplay. We're just going to click it. This is what it would have looked like if it was still on, but you're going to click it and then that turns it off. And it's just really helpful because I was getting so frustrated going from lesson to lesson. It was just going way too fast. I'm like, wait a minute, I'll push play on the lesson when I'm ready for it. Like I'm doing a lesson per day, not all at once. So that's something that's really helpful to make the user experience be a little bit more friendly. Before I get into the rest of the features, were there any questions about turning off your autoplay?
What if Marcus doesn't see it on his?
Okay.
He don't have autoplay on his. I got it on mine though.
Did you go, let me walk back through the steps really quick. So did you go to your menu?
Yes.
Okay, you click menu and did you see where it says settings?
Uh-huh.
And then you click general.
General. Nope, he got everything except for the autoplay on there.
That is so weird.
Yeah.
Do you have Android by any chance?
Yeah.
Okay, that might be what's going on. So maybe it's not going to do autoplay feature for you.
Okay,
I don't know. But if you have problems with it, just let me know and we can walk you through it.
Okay, coolness.
Cool. So you guys, right now I'm going to get into the heart of what it looks like to go through Pimsleur. And after that, I have open time for you guys to ask questions. And then you're going to be ready to start your Spanish journey. We looked into this app to make sure it'd be a good fit for someone who just wants to learn Spanish around their schedule. It's not teaching at too fast of a pace and has exercises and flashcards and quizzes to help you make sure you understand what you're learning. And this app fits the bill. So without further ado, we're going to start with on the syllabus. It says for Thursday, which was yesterday, just to log into the Pimsleur app and listen to the Insider's Guide, which basically talks about the Pimsleur method, the science behind the app, and why it's been proven to work time and time again. So whenever we direct you to a different part of the app, we'll tell you where it's located, but I just want to kind of give you a visual tour so you're more comfortable and don't feel like you're seeing things for the first time. So for number 1 on the syllabus, Thursday's lesson, it was to hit this enrich tab, which is in the bottom half of the screen, almost over to the right. Then to click enrich. And the second item on the page is the Insider's Guide to the Pimsleur method. Once you click it, it's going to start playing. It's about 11 minutes. And it just talks to you about what the Pimsleur app is all about and kind of gives you background information around the Pimsleur methodology for teaching languages. So the first lesson of the course wasn't anything meant to be stressful. It was just meant to get you used to opening up the app and finding one of the it wasn't a lesson really, it was just introduction to the app itself. So let me give you an example though what it looks like to open up a lesson. So we're going to go to, let me see, let's do Monday's lesson, just to get you to what it looks like. On the 6th, next Monday, we're going to look at lesson number 1. So when you log into the course, usually this is going to be your landing page. And so I'm going to click on lesson 1. And that play button in the middle of the screen, that is the audio lesson. So once you click that, most of these lessons are structured the same. They're going to start off with like a brief conversation, and then they're going to break down each part of their conversation and have you repeat different phrases and words that were used so that by the end of that 30 minutes, you're going to be able to engage in that same type of conversation. So that would be considered the lesson 1 conversation. But if you look down at the rest of the screen, there are different exercises built on helping you reemphasize what it was that you learned during that audio conversation. Again, I'll stop to say here and say Pimsleur recommends that you do one audio lesson per day. The way that we deviate from that methodology is to break it up into 2 days. So day one would be listening to the audio conversation, and day two would be to go through these different exercises and make sure you understand what it was you just learned. So I'm going to show you what some of this isn't populated yet because this is just lesson one, and some features get unlocked the further you go in the course. I'm going to skip over to lesson two and show you what it looks like when you have all of the exercise features available to you. Oops. So we're going to start with the voice coach. Now, this is the fun part because, again, technology has become so advanced that it really has taken the place of some in-person experiences when it comes to learning a different language. With this voice coach, it's going to help you talk into your phone, and it's going to grade your dialect in terms of how you're enunciating the words and if you're saying it right. But I want to caution you, okay? Technology isn't perfect. So here are two key things that you'll want to do to make sure it's accurately hearing you. One, you're going to want to be in a area that's not noisy. It needs to be quiet so it can hear you. And you want to enunciate your words, so saying the beginning and ending sounds of your words, and then also speaking slowly so that it picks up on what you're trying to say. Because I've had times when I'm in a noisy room, or I'm not enunciating clearly, or speaking too softly, and it's like error, error. And I'm just like, why won't this work? I'm saying it right. So that's just something to keep in mind. But I'm going to click on it. And there's two parts that you can play around with. So the pronunciation practice, I won't click on it now because then it'll actually start the lesson. Basically, they'll say the phrase and then you'll say it back, and it'll grade you on how you're talking. Um, the challenge one I want to say is they'll say, say this in Spanish, and you'll try to remember, oh, do you say it this way? And then based on what you give them, they'll say, yes, that was correct, or no, that was wrong. So those are two built-in features within the voice coach. For each of these features that I show you, I'm going to recommend that you do all of the activities because it's just, again, repetition, repetition, repetition. And for me, it's important not just to recognize what someone is saying, but to also be able to use that same um, vocabulary on my own. So that's why you have two different types of a voice coach. And then I'm going to go through the rest of these really quick. Were there any questions on that feature before I go into the other features? Okay. So the reading one is kind of like a vocabulary list where you click on the word or the microphone and it'll sound it out for you. But you can say what the word means. So for example, number one is poco. If I click it,
Look at the first word.
well, I don't know if you guys
Listen
can hear
to the
that. Can you
speaker
hear those?
pronounce it.
Okay,
Poco.
poco,
Now repeat it aloud after him. Always repeat aloud after the speaker. Poco.
poco. So it's really cool because it's going to tell you how to pronounce these words that you would have heard in the conversation. But let's say, hey, I need to actually know what these words mean, because if this is your first time being introduced to this vocabulary, seeing a Spanish word isn't going to help you figure out what it means. So if you go in the upper right hand corner, you're going to see a cluster of boxes with an A in it, all the way to the upper right hand. If I click that, it's going to automatically give me the translation of what each word means in English. And to me, that's just helpful because I'm not only being able to practice my pronunciation, but I'm also seeing what the word means in case I need that refresher. So again, it's that upper right-hand corner, a cluster of boxes that have an A in front of it, and that is the translation. And again, I know that for some of you, this may be your first time doing e-learning through an app. And so all of these different features, you might be like, oh my God, this is just too much. I am here to help you. You can call, text me. We can set up a Zoom appointment. You can see me after church. I'm here to help you understand how this app works so that it's a useful tool in your Spanish journey. Okay, just a couple more features. The quick match. So this is pretty
Goodbye,
cool.
sir.
It's more or less of a quiz where it'll ask you what the translation is for the phrase they've given you. So, for example, the first phrase was goodbye, sir. That would be the third answer, adios, senor. And so when I click it, Well,
How are
I
you?
think also the whole point is you can also click the speaker next to an answer. So, for example, it's asking, how are you? How would you say that in Spanish? Well, that is, ¿cómo está? But if you want to hear what it would sound like, I think you can just click this little speakerphone. Yeah,
¿Cómo está?
before you actually push it as your answer.
I had a question.
Yeah.
So the very first time you like went over the Bienvenido cohort thing, I downloaded the app and I had just like signed in with my email
Mhm.
because I didn't know the steps, but I ended up being an add-on user with someone else, and
Okay.
now it's not letting me like use their credentials to log in. It's making me use my own account. So I was wondering like what should I do about that?
Okay. I have your contact information. You can either call, text, email, or you can see me after church on Sunday.
Okay.
I don't have to do it now, but basically we need to figure out whose account you're on and make sure they have it set up right, because you should be able to use either their login information or a separate login they created just for their additional users, so you can see all this information within the app. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because it's just saying sign in with the same method you originally used. So
Yeah.
I don't know like what that means.
Yep. I'll go ahead and give you a little bit more detail. When I
Okay.
signed up for myself, you know how when you go to a different website and it'll be like, oh, just use your Gmail login. So it's like
Yeah.
already saved in the browser. You just do it that way. So that's
Mm-hmm.
how I had my account set up. But then I was like, oh, wait a minute. I can add people to my account, but I don't want them to have to use my like personal email login information. You know what I mean?
Right.
So then I called Pimsleur and they helped me create a secondary login for my additional users. And that might be what we need to do for you, or we might just need to get their exact setup and make sure you have that on your phone for whoever put you
Okay.
on their account. Yeah, but that's a quick fix. Great question.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, doc, we are gonna go down to speak easy. So I love this one because it really challenges you to look at what is being said, to hear it, and then just to mimic it. So the great thing is I'm not gonna hit it, but basically this button down at the bottom of the screen says play and repeat, and it's gonna highlight each of these phrases. They're gonna say it first, and then all you have to do is repeat. But it's great because you hear a native speaker speaking with the right accent, with the right intonation. It's the right way to speak Spanish, and so it's just basically helping you repeat it. It won't record your answer. This is just kind of like a freestyle approach to repeating the right way to say things. Um, Now, this also does bring up a unique challenge because you should by now, once you get to this part, know what these phrases mean because you would have heard them in the conversation lesson. You would have been doing the other exercises. So once you get to this exercise, you'll know, oh, for example, the first phrase or sentence is saying Mr. Mr. And the next one is saying yes, senorita, or yes, miss. And so you'll be able to start remembering, oh, that means this and that means this. And I love how the Pimsleur app builds upon what you're learning, and it's never throwing new material at you without first explaining what it is you're learning. So it's really simple. Anybody can do it. And if you have questions, I'm here to help. And then actually second last feature, because there is something else I want to show you, is a speed round. And this is for those of you who like to play games on your phone. So if you click it, basically once I click it, it's gonna throw phrases on the screen and I have to match it with the correct translation. So I'll open it up really quick for you. It's a timed activity, so it kind of makes it fun. So it's saying, how do you say how are you in Spanish? Well, that's como está. And then it says, well, how do you say very? Well, that is muy. So there's muy. So basically, as the words come on the screen, you need to hurry up and click the right translation. And so it times you. And it's just a fun way to make the Spanish learning journey a little bit more engaging. And again, if you feel like any of this was too fast or you want to watch this open house at your own leisure, a link to this will be sent to you so you can, for example, have it playing on your laptop and then be going through the steps on your phone just to make sure you fully understand how to use the Pimsleur app.